What's up? Y'all know this is. Y'all wanted me to do another one, so here we go again. Let's go over the Nas Tupac beef. A lot of y'all want to know about that, so let's go into that scenario right now. Now, I'm going to tell y'all from the beginning that this really wasn't a beef before this even starts, but everybody labels stuff as beef, so let's just take you to the beginning. Okay, Nas is finishing up his album in '95, and this is when hip hop and everybody's getting ready to go into this big flurry with Tupac coming out. Now he's doing some recording studios work over in LA. And Dre at this time is getting ready to leave Death Row. You know, he was in a position where he wanted to get out. And he was trying to see where he should go, what his next move should be. So Nas has got crazy buzz on If I Rule the World. You know, the buzz of that song is just crushing. And right now, when the song was released, the album is not complete. You know, they're still working on the album, but the single was out. They still had joints that they was working on, that they was going to get on there. So, when talking with Dre, meeting with Dre out in L.A., you know, Nas had a good following. You know, he's at the House of Blues, no problems, no nothing. And this is because when Hit 'Em Up came out, it didn't mention Nas, it didn't have anything to do with it, and he didn't react like everybody else in New York was reacting. You know, there was the song L.A. L.A. with Tragedy Gaddafi on it. They asked Nas if he wanted to get on the record. He said no. You know, Prodigy was on the record, and he ended up pulling himself off the record, pulling his verse off, but he stayed on the hook, but he wanted to be taken off the record too, because they was having some difference of opinions, but they kept him on the hook. And that's a whole nother scenario, but it led to this. When Nas made that decision, like, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm just going to be to the side of it. I'm not going to mess up my money. You know what I'm saying? So when Tupac and him actually met, was in L.A. at the House of Blues, they talked to Nas, and he had this is about 2 weeks before the album came out. I'll say about 2 weeks before the song even, it was written even dropped. When it was written, getting ready to come out, he met Tupac. And the House of Blues, I think he did If I Rule the World when he was there. And he said, man, you know, like basically how Pac's heard it in the interview, that's exactly how it was said. He went to him and was like, hey man, this ain't got nothing to do with you, don't get involved. And everything was cool because Nas wasn't feeling that anyway. And he was like, we got love for you. You know, he met all the Outlaws, all them. You know, they was all good. Once he left, and then the album come out and all this stuff, there was still like no real rumblings about it. Like, we didn't even know. Once Nas sold 2.5 million records, you know, this when it started to, it was building up that kind of momentum where it's going through the top. And then he got Mobb Deep on the records, and Mobb Deep is kind of going at Pac on the records. And the verse that was supposed to be on L.A. L.A. is on Live Nigga Rap. So it's like, whoa. Fake Thug, No Love, you get the Slug CB4 Gusto. Your luck though, I didn't know till I was drunk though. It's like, whoa. Pac took offense to this. And was like, oh, okay, then Nas the #1 guy in rap at the time. Biggie wasn't. Biggie wasn't putting out no material. Biggie material basically was, he did the remix, the songs, and he was getting paid doing remixes. He was working on his double CD at the time. That was supposed to come out in September '96. But they pushed it back and made it a double CD. Once Pac died, they did not want to put a Biggie album out while Pac was dead. So they pushed it back. And they pushed it back a year so they could finish it. And make it a even bigger album. And put some more songs on it. So they didn't want, because it was going to be a massive Tupac support when that happened. And you can't have a Biggie album come out the month Tupac he dies, and here comes a Biggie album. That's not going to work. So anyway, Nas is the man. They come in New York. And what's his name? Fatal Hussein just told a flat out lie, a half truth. Fatal Hussein, Pac sent him back not to get no new recruits and to stock up because they was coming to New York. That was not the case. Fatal was already sent home because he wrecked Tupac's car. That's why he was sent home. He was basically kicked out the group. Pac snapped on him, was pissed that he wrecked his new vehicle, his new whip, sent his ass home. So that's why he was here, and he was out of Pac's good graces. So when Pac reached out to him and told him, man, we going to New York, we need some reinforcements, had the dudes on stand by, we finna come through and this and that. Because what Pac wanted to do at this point is try to repair the damage that he did because he had the One Nation album. That's what it was about. It's like, okay, I did what I wanted to do because I want to get Puffy and all them out the way. Then I want to come with Death Row East and show that we all supporting it. There ain't going to be no more riding. Just like anybody with them, they got to go. That was the mentality. So when Nas was there, though, they still hadn't addressed the Nas issue. But what Fatal Hussein did was bring about 50, 60 dudes from New Jersey. And they all outside, just all these dudes from Jersey carrying Death Row's East signs. And, some just teenagers, some real young dudes out there. And they were out there meeting with Pac, so Pac looked deep. They Pac deep with all these West Coast dudes. And they came out, but it wasn't like that. 90% of those people was from the East Coast. They weren't deep like that. They saw Nas in the awards, once and in passing, and they was like, what up, fool? It wasn't nothing like that. Tupac wasn't even in that mode. He was in a, look, man, let's talk type mode. So when they saw him outside and they had a talk, and because Ed Lover, they made it look like he just ran up on Nas. Everybody was coming to show Pac love. Nas is coming to show Pac love. At this time, nobody even knew that Pac had any animosity towards Nas. Nobody knew that until Pac was dead. So at this point, Pac is trying to see Nas. Hey, Nas is coming over to show love. He came over with his brother. He came over with Wiz and Horse, the Bravehearts. Just them four came over there. Nas had brought the bridge out because they went, Jabari Jungle went and called and said, yo, it's Pac and them dudes up here, they wild, come on up here. So Nas was up there deep too. Nas had guys too, but when they went to meet Pac, they didn't take the whole armada over there to go meet Pac. Just them four walked over there, and then the one dude got all in Pac's face he got all in Nas' face. Some Jersey dude drunk. Little kids just want to be heard. Yeah, man, whatever. Pac couldn't even talk because this dude is all in his ear, so Pac told him to shut up. And then basically it was Suge. Suge was like, don't nobody need to be talking except for these two dudes right here. Everybody else, get back and shut the F up. So that killed all of the noise. Now, the reason how I know this story, how you know all this? Because I knew it from both sides. One of the dudes from the bridge who actually went over there, we knew him. He was actually there. When they got the call to come down to the MTV Awards because it was going down. Then I got people on the other side who was there. So it wasn't like man, it's a big deal because at the time it wasn't really that big of a deal. They had a talk, it got squashed, and then that was that. But when Pac died, then now it's the issue, or where's nothing. But Nas probably put it in the book, made some money off of it. But all Pac told him, basically when they was talking, and this is what happened, is this. And if you ask Nas, Is this what Pac told him when he asked him about the songs? And he told him, no, man, I was saying in general. Like, I'm talking about fake thugs. And he told him, look, Nas, I got love for you. You know what I'm saying? You said that you disassociate yourself from these fake dudes. He's like, Biggie and Puff, I'm taking them out the business. They did me dirty. They getting out of the business. They already done. They ain't making no money. They ain't doing this. They done. I'm killing them out of the business. We finna start this. We gonna start anew. All the real people gonna stay. And he was like, we doing this album called One Nation. He's like, I want you on the album. And he's like, we got such and such. We got Melio, Scorpio. I'm gonna show there is no problems here. We gonna have the One Nation album. You on the album. Everybody will be on the album. Red Man, Method Man. It showed unity, and we finna rebuild all this stuff. There is no East Coast, West Coast drama. It's just we got to get these fake dudes up out the business. And Nas told him, like, I don't even get down with Big like that no more. He's like, that's why I'm not on no tracks with Big. And he's like, I don't really do that. He's like, but yeah, man, you got me. Just call me, and I'll do it. He was like, yeah, I got this song, man. I was dissing you on my new album, Machiavelli. He said, I'm gonna take the whole verse off. He said, I'm gonna take the whole verse off, and I'll have somebody else spit on there or something. But he said, I'll change that whole verse. That verse ain't coming out. First he said the song wasn't coming out. Then he said, nah, I'm gonna just take your verse off. So he's like, that's love. I'm gonna just take the verse off the album. So we never got a chance to see him redo the song because, like, you know, he died. But that was it. That was the end of everything. And Nas is going to be with him. You know, I mean, Nas is going to do a joint with Pac anyway. And we're going to go into a lot of this other stuff at another time because y'all going to know about the Biggie and Nas situation. It was no beef, but everybody labeled stuff as beef, so we'll do that.